For 4 years of public speaking that I would be shaking just a little bit less, such is not the case. There are these moments in your life when it clicks that you're going to remember them forever. Moments that push you to be better, moments that cause you rage, sadness, joy, and elation, moments that are better because I experienced them with you. Here are a few of mine that could have only happened here at SAEL. 1. Walking through the door to my crew room for the very first time. Seeing the new and old faces of the people I would be subjected to hang out with for the next 4 years. All of us were nervous about this new beginning. Thankfully, Ms. Ramos was a stable force to keep the mystery machine running, not losing too many of us on the way there. 2. Our first ever science lab with Ms. O'Shea. So sadly isn't here. We lit colorful things on fire, and there was this big sound, and it was like this huge explosion almost in a jar. This sparked the tone of the true, hands-on experience of SAEL. We weren't just sitting in class listening to lecture after lecture, read, write, repeat, read, write, repeat. We were in the field with all the sights, sounds, and smells of knowledge. Number 3, becoming good friends with the cute girl with the great eyebrows. Forming bonds with my most favorite people on earth, starting with just a simple hello in class. Number 4, the night hike with Mr. G and Manzanar, looking up at the stars, breathing exercises, all of us listening with wonderment of his stories, laying in awe of our classroom in the sky. Number 5, the walk on Angel Island. Step after step up those 144 stairs, we passed a bird that had died in a fence, and we surrounded it with flowers. Going to a school that takes you into the world to not only learn about, but experience firsthand the life and history that took place there. Fieldwork being a time for us to be together in places where we can contextualize the tragedies and successes of the past and give space to mourn and celebrate. Number 6, earning top 5 in the state poetry out loud competition. I likely would not have known of my love of poetry if not for it being required in English class. Miss Beck being an inspirator and driving force of poetry for the whole school. Number 7, all running into the ocean after playing a low-stakes, high-intensity game of beach soccer in Senegal with our friends from the school. The connections we made despite language barrier and shyness, an experience like no other. Number 8, staying up till 2 a.m. reading Richard Siken poems by the fire with Mr. Bird and an unusual assortment of people. The ability to extend out of regular friend groups, cliques, and circles, and be able to hold a meaningful conversation with just about anyone in the class. Number 9, every Tuesday spent with our Building Bridges projects and elders. Learning deeply about someone's life starting at the very beginning. Banana bread and board games, family secrets and history, aspirations and actualities, family inspiring hope for our futures, that even if our lives don't go as we planned them now, it will be okay, and we carry on. I'm sure after the last few months, we are all Tuesday people now. 10. This moment, right here, right now, looking at all our bad blue muumuus and stupid hats, a mix of sad and happy faces, the people who love us most, the lack of air conditioning. I think it's safe to say that all of us are nervous for this new beginning, just as we were 4 years ago. But look how far we've come, and how much more we have to give. Those are just a few. And none of them would have been possible if I hadn't chosen SAEL. If I hadn't chosen SAEL, I wouldn't have been surrounded with these wonderful, entertaining, and individually spectacular friends. If I hadn't chosen SAEL, I wouldn't have been surrounded by some of the most thoughtful, inspiring, and engaging teachers who not only did their jobs with care, but added a special spark to make learning truly interesting and fun. SAEL has taught me to speak for myself, that I have a presence and a voice, and I can use it. SAEL has shown me that connection is everywhere. There's always someone to have a conversation with, even if neither of you know that yet. All it takes is a look. SAEL has instilled in me that we are not monotonous, that life is meant for adventure, challenge, and change. That we can choose to not be bored and lazy, that we can choose to stand up and just go do it. For that, I am forever grateful. I am proud to call you all my friends. I am proud to see each of us grow up and become ourselves. I am proud to have spent these last 4 years in this cohort, classroom, school, city, town, state, country, continent, and world, and that we spent them together. So hey, let's continue to just go do it. I'll miss you all and wish you all the best. And in words of Agha Sahid Ali, the world is full of paper. Write me.
This is the no tent, no food, no problem. Let's go, Sam. Sam gets this award because he figured out early on that for field work, all he really needed to bring was a sleeping bag, a toothbrush, and maybe an extra t-shirt. He sleeps outside under the stars and eats everyone's leftovers. Seriously, with Sam, you don't have to worry about him packing too much gear or any food going to waste. I will never forget the first time I met Sam. He shared in our crew that he had been homeschooled his whole life and he was Irish. I thought he was messing with me. Sam entered our crew on the quiet side. He really had no chance against some of the other outspoken crew members, but he was an instant success. Our crew put him on a pedestal and loved him from day one. Because Sam was homeschooled, he had this annoying habit of completing all his work right away, because at home, when you get your work done, then you get to do whatever you want after. So as a result, if I posted any assignments ahead of time, Sam would complete them like before class. I'd have to be very sly and actually not assign him, just him, the assignment until he got to class, like as soon as I wanted him to do it. Otherwise, he'd have nothing to do during the whole class except read, of course. Sam is an avid reader. If you see him on his phone, he is most likely reading. I've been fortunate to spend much time with Sam outside of school because I've become best friends with his mom. Sam and I got to experience Senegal for the first time together as we scouted out what we would be doing for field work. We experienced Argentina beating France in the World Cup together. I stayed at his house for 2 weeks during Snowmageddon, and our families have spent Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's together. Sam is not just a student, and he's more than a friend, he is family. Sam, I'm excited for you to go to college next year, where doing the bare minimum won't work anymore, where you will be challenged and where you will rise to the challenge. I am sure of that. Congratulations.
Samuel Hipsley.